Elentila Lumenomentilvo. Welcome to Tolkien on Tap. I'm TJ. Grab a drink and enjoy Almien.
Zach, what editing software do you use?
I use Final Cut Pro.
Oh, okay.
I use Final Cut Pro. That's what I've been using ever since I stopped using Windows Movie Maker. And so I remember it was what Final Cut Pro is now is not what it used to be. Although, in my opinion, it has gotten a lot better. But I use Final Cut Pro, and I've just been using that ever since. So
yeah.
I do not, and maybe I'm the pretentious snob in this way. And actually learning from how you guys do a lot of your content, I feel very much like a pretentious snob. Because after I learned how at Westmoot how a lot of you guys do your stuff, I'm just like, wow, I am doing way too much. I'm not even kidding. Like, so
when you finish this story, I'm gonna need you to go into what you mean by that specifically.
But yeah, no, I've been using Final Cut Pro, and I've been just I'm totally forgot what we were talking about. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. So I use Final Cut Pro for editing this podcast, and I don't do it for like all the there's a ton of cool bells and whistles this has, but I just use it for like I think the funnest stuff I've done is inserting like silly things, like when I added Palpatine going do it, or I added the my logo with the Law and Order. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I've done a couple other things like that. All adding in the commercial that David made that I put video to. That was fun as fuck to make. That's another editing thing. This is just of editing. That's what this is. But yeah. Okay. Cool. So Final Cut Pro. So Krishane, back to your fan edit. I noticed, by the way, you named it the Eleanor edition.
Yes.
Is that the whole thing, or because you only sent us 3 of the 6?
That's the whole thing. That encompasses the entire project. It's the Eleanor edition. So, for example, the fan edit that I initially drew a lot of inspiration from that I was talking about earlier, that's the Red Book edit. That's
right. Oh yeah, I saw that at the beginning of
Red Book edit. So yeah. So mine is the Eleanor edition.
Yeah, it's so right before this, I was looking up like the legality around fan edits.
It's murky.
Yeah, it's super murky, and I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, Topher Grace does this shit too, because he did one for Star Wars. Did he do it for Star Wars, or did he do it for The Hobbit? He did it for The Hobbit.
He did it for The Hobbit, I'm pretty sure, because
I think he did. I think he did Star Wars too, but yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say, Krishane?
That was one of the first times I heard about anybody editing any of Peter Jackson's things.
Yep.
I think I saw some post on Reddit about him editing The Hobbit, and I was like, oh, maybe I would watch. Sorry, I don't like The Hobbit. I was like, maybe I would watch The Hobbit if I could watch a fan edit of it.
You don't have to apologize. I'm not a huge fan of Jackson's The Hobbit.
Yeah.
I like the actors.
I don't even want to make an edit of it because there's so much in it that I don't like. That's just.
It's the amount of CG, and I think the dwarves don't look like dwarves, specifically the hot ones. Like, listen, I get it, Richard Armitage is beautiful.
Well, you can be a hot dwarf without looking like a man.
I think the only
look at Durin, Prince Durin. Durin did it. Like,
I think, and one of the things that I didn't like about the fact that they did Hot Dwarf is because they made him too elven, and like they didn't do the beard thing with him. And then I was talking to someone else about this similar thing, and I was like I get that they wanted all the dwarves to have their own like personality and blah blah blah. That's cool. Like, and you want them visually to look different because it's a visual medium, and so it's easier to do that. But like, come on, man, the whole like not having a fucking beard is like a big deal to the male dwarves specifically. I know there's this whole discourse between female dwarves having beards or not, but even because some it says they do and some ratings it says they don't. Right. But it's specifically in The Hobbit, it talks about when dwarves cut their beards, it's in shame, and then you got 3 dwarves that have either no beard or short beards. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? But then someone was like, well, but Dwalin, and I was like, oh fuck, but I love his design. Especially when he's got the fucking mohawk.
Yeah.
Rand McTavish looks amazing. I love Dwalin.
That man is huge too.
Yeah, is he?
Like, Yeah, he's
Nice.
a very tall, large individual, and so like his stature in like knowing what he's like and then seeing him in that is like I love it. Like I feel like
Mhm.
he's like a dwarf just embodied, just right there.
Yeah, nice. I also like the juxtaposition of Dwalin and Balin because Balin is so little and old looking. He looks like a standard dwarf, and he's like actually really unassuming. Like the way
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name, but the way that actor portrays Balin, and Balin's my favorite dwarf of all time. His
I would
relationship with
agree with
Bilbo,
that.
yeah, he's a G,
He's so
the
wise too.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I love that.
and the way he's portrayed in the Hobbit film, I think was perfect. But then to see like his brother next to him is fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that is one of the few choices where they went like kind of a little almost antithetical to dwarf that I'm like, I like that. That's a good choice. It's a good choice. And I don't know if it's because it's Graham McTavish or like he's still got like enough facial hair. You know, he wasn't like made to be a pretty boy or whatever, which I don't know how is your cat named Tevildo, Krishane?
One of them is. So this one is Machak.
Oh, okay.
And Tevildo is over on the cat tree. I'm actually
Nice.
surprised that Tevildo is in the room with me right now because she usually doesn't like human voices coming out of the laptop or the television or whatever. She's okay with me watching TV or movies. Like she knows the difference, but once it's a real person I'm interacting with, she usually doesn't like that.
Well, people and animals love me, so I'm like, I get it. You're welcome
Yeah.
to Vildo.
Like
This break in the conversation brought to you by Tevildo Flakes. Get yourself some Tevildo Flakes to feed your cat.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'm sure Morgoth did that.
Probably
That's
right.
crazy.
Can't remember what we were talking about. This happens a lot. Welcome to my podcast where there's a lot of tangents and I don't remember where we were a lot of times. Oh no, we got cat problems over
software.
there.
Yeah, she's scratching.
Oh, so you, Krishane, you talked about you went and did your first version of the edit and you thought it was really similar to Kerr's fan edit, and so you went back and you redid it. How many times did you redo it, or was it like just a one long? You know what? I'm gonna redo it, and then it was like another however many years. Is that why it was so many 7 years? Because you went back.
I would say there have been at least there's if I have because I don't keep track of it. Like I didn't sit there with like a tally board or anything, but I would
You
say
didn't think you'd be on this amazing podcast talking to one of the most famous podcasters ever about Tolkien stuff and your fan edit?
I would say there have been 4 to 5 iterations of each film, of each of the 6 films or volumes.
Good Lord. No wonder it took you
That
so
is
years.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just like keep
that I would be done and I would show it to a friend or take a few months break and then watch it thinking, okay, I'm going to watch it with fresh eyes, and then I would realize I wanted to do something differently.
That's really smart of you to like go away for a little while and then come back.
And then come back, yeah. And then I would start working on that one or two things that I
Which
wanted.
would then lead to other things.
I wanted to do differently, and then I would find other things that I wanted to do.
There we go.
Every time.
Yep.
Is there?
Go ahead.
And that's how it turned into 7 years.
Is there a specific edit that you have that is just like your favorite, that you're the most proud of? As somebody who's been making movies in my backyard for years, there are a handful of things where I'm just like, I don't know how I got it to look like that. I don't know how I did that, but I'm so proud of that particular edit or that particular shot or whatever. You've been doing this for so long. There's got to be at least one or two of your like, I just can't believe how well this worked and how perfect I got this to put together.
So throughout the whole 6 films, I completely restructured all of the Aragorn and Arwen stuff because I did not like that they had a breakup, and I didn't like how much they emphasized this weird, creepy love triangle thing with Eowyn, because in the book, it's really not that. Like, it's there, but it's not to the.
It's there for Eowyn. It's not there for Aragorn whatsoever.
Right. It's not there to the degree that they emphasized it in the films, and it always bugged me. So I restructured a lot of that, and there's actually in the Treason of Isengard, around the middle of it, we have, so you've got Aragorn kind of like daydreaming at night, smoking on his pipe, and I layered in a couple of different. So I layered in Gandalf again, telling him not to regret his decision to leave Frodo, and then I layered in Arwen saying that his path is with Frodo. So he's kind of having that internal debate as to whether he made the right choice. And I use those two bits of dialogue to emphasize that as he's thinking.
That's awesome.
After that, it actually cuts to Arwen and the scene between her and Elrond, where he's telling her that she needs to leave and go to Valinor. And in fact, in this version, she does not leave and then come back. She decides to stay.
Thank you so much for that.
She does not.
That's awesome, though.
While you were talking about that, I had a thought. When you first decided that you wanted to edit, actually, I have a couple of questions. When you first decided that you wanted to edit it to suit your own desires, was that you're sitting there watching it with someone, like maybe you were with your ex-husband or with a friend, and you're watching it and you're doing like that nerd thing where you go, it's totally different in the book, and then finally you just went, you know what, fuck this, I'm doing this myself.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
Thanos
much
moment.
how it went. I did fan edits actually, so it had been, I love the films, but over the years, the things that bugged me more and more each time, and I would just have those eye roll moments. And then I heard about a Hobbit fan edit, and I watched one, still didn't like it. But then I sat there thinking to myself, you could do this with Lord of the Rings. You could make a Lord of the Rings where you're not just sitting there annoyed, every 20 minutes at some weird decision that they made to increase tension or whatever,
And now you just gave me a third question.
Yeah.
How often do you think the pedantic nerds like us who are very big into the book have watched it and timed how long between something is different? Because the Fellowship is very, very, for the most part, really fucking good. And then it starts to go off the rails in Two Towers. Like the Two Towers is where it really starts to divulge.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if anyone has ever, because now I want to do it with the extended, is just sit with the timer on my phone. I'll have to get an actual stopwatch because God knows I'm going to end up playing on my goddamn phone. Sit with a stopwatch and just let it go when the movie's going, and then suddenly something is different. I go click and I wait. Or no, once that scene, no, that's what it is. How would I have to do this? Now I have to think about how life works in time. Damn it, it's always space-time that messes me up. Wait a minute. So you'd have to be, okay, so you just have to have it on, watching, and then when something is different, you'd have to hit the lap button, and then you'd hit the lap button again when it gets back to okay, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
I'm going to go invest in a fucking stopwatch. I don't know who's ever said I have to invest in a stopwatch.
And not just narratively they changed something here, but character moments, because that was a big thing for me, is when you would have those character moments that just left you like, what? No, what?
You talking specifically about Faramir? Take a drink.
That.
Yeah. And what else? Frodo.
But also about Frodo, Denethor, who, yes, he's not going to win Dad of the Year awards, but he wasn't as terrible of a person as they made him out to be in them.
So as far as Denethor, I hadn't read the books for a little bit, because there was about a 10-year, 15-year period where I hadn't read the books, and I only watched the films. And I went back and I read the book, and I was like, holy shit, they're not that far off in the movie. The big thing that changes Denethor is not having the Palantir in there affect him.
Yeah,
that absolutely changes his character quite a bit.
That and they portrayed him as very isolationist almost, and unprepared for war, which he was not.
Well, right, yeah.
He was not. He actually did light the beacons. That was his choice. You didn't have to. Gandalf didn't have to go get Pippin to go do it behind his back. He was,
and honestly,
to protect his city. He wanted to protect the realm. He looked into the Palantir too many times.
It would have been bad, and I don't know if you did this in your fan edit, and you don't have to tell us, because if you want people to be surprised, in the watch parties with you on the Discord, or if you're cool with people like hitting you up and saying like, hey, can I watch it? Because we'll get into that at the end. But like, so you don't have to spoil. But like, they would be really cool if in yours or in any fan edit, where they took out Pippin going up and lighting the beacons, and then somehow we could get Denethor like choosing to light the beacons. I don't know how you would do that last. That would be difficult.
The last
You'd have
part
to.
I was not able to do that, but I didn't have the whole like Pippin shenanigans.
I could probably figure out how to get Denethor to at least say, we need Rohan, and then get to the beacon, or like call for aid from Rohan or something. Yeah. I could probably figure out how to do that. I don't know how well it would sound or how good it would sound, because it would be different inflections, because I'd have to be taking it from different spots, but then I could also mess with it in a different software.
Just find out which con he's going to next, John Noble, and just ask him to say exactly what you want.
Light the beacons,
please.
And then there you go.
Yeah, light the beacons. Yeah, that would be really cool, actually,
No,
because that scene of the beacons being lit is already so fucking good, and the music is amazing, and it would be even cooler if Denethor was the one to be like, fuck it, get him.
Yeah.
Let's fucking take on Sauron. Actually, fuck yeah, that'd been amazing.
Yeah.
God damn it, Peter Jackson.
Right?
I love your films, but fuck.
Yeah.
So my last question about this was, did you go through then, once you had the epiphany of like, fuck, I can do this with Lord of the Rings? Did you then go, I need to watch these and start taking notes about what I don't like and where I can draw from to edit, like almost make your own script? Or were you just like haphazardly doing shit?
Yep, that
Amazing.
one.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Did you know how to? Did you teach yourself how to edit on the fly?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was insane.
That's awesome. That's fucking amazing. So that was your like, cause god damn it, my fucking computer. I wasn't even thumbs upping. I was grabbing my fucking big ass beer mug or whatever the fuck it's called.
Wait,
I gotta learn how to turn that off on my fucking computer. For those who didn't hear, I have an Apple, so when I thumbs up, now there it is. Okay. Oh. My computer literally shows it. So if you're watching on YouTube,
right, that is
drinking game every time.
Actually, I think if I do this, I get balloons. Do I? I can't remember. I don't know. Wait, I can get a thumbs down. Weird. I'm derailing. I'm sorry, guys. Where the fuck was I? I don't remember what I was asking. Fuck. Faramir, drink.
Yeah. No, I need to pour more.
No.
I am actually. Let me go grab a bottle of something different so I don't drink all of the muted water. Because I did not intend to do that tonight. So
feel free. I'm gonna try to think of where I was in my thought process. Zach, this happens a lot, dude.
No, I don't
know how much you've listened, but this happens in every fucking episode, and I never take it out because it's hilarious when I can't remember.
No, that's the best part, because it's very very real.
Yeah, it's organic. Yeah, it's organic. That's why I never. Spoiler alert for anybody who has not like been on the podcast and gotten the spiel before we start recording. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just kind of do. I just talk like literally.
Those are the best kind.
This is literally just supposed to be colloquially talking to friends. And now, having met people from Westmoot, when we were down at Westmoot, it feels even more like just talking to friends, because like I literally sat and like hung out with these two individuals, had drinks with these two individuals. I think Zach was sober, but
I drank water and other things.
We found that Taco Bell cantina that one time.
Oh yeah, should we tell that story real quick, Krishane? Should we devolve? All right, we'll devolve real quick. So what was that?
A lot of fun doing the Disney debates, and so stayed out late.
Oh my god! All right, let's back this up a little bit. So this was the day was May 9th, 2025. So we went out. So we all went out. This is where the whole group met. I had met New Better Do Better. I met Lee and David in person, and Bree.
I was there.
Well, I'm talking like before we got to the.
Okay, before. Okay.
Yeah, before. Like, so I had personally met these people and a couple other people, because New Better and I were at the hotel bar. Well, it wasn't my hotel. I was at a hotel bar that wasn't my hotel. I'm just a vagabond. And then I was gonna go to trivia. Remember, Zach? I was gonna meet you at trivia But then, like, I was waiting for David, and he never fucking texted back because he fell asleep. And so I missed trivia. Yeah, so I missed trivia. And David and I ended up I think we just ended up going to the bar to do karaoke that night. And so that's where I met Zach in person, was at that bar. What was the name of that bar?
Off key.
Off Key. This Kansas City Mo, by the way. And so it was Belmont, Pete, me, Zach, Lee, Bree, David. I knew Betta was there. Who was that? Oh, the woman that was there. Wait, was your wife there, Zach?
No, my wife was not there.
Okay. There was someone else that was there that was in. Oh, wait, Andy was there. Tolkien with Friends, Andy. Yeah, but there was someone else there, and I don't know who it was. Anyways, so we're doing a little bit of karaoke, and then I think for us it was around 45 minutes to an hour later. You guys, Krishane, you were with Jen and was it with Chris?
Jane and Chris, because we were all in the house together.
Yeah. Karen was there.
Yeah, Karen.
Was Brady there, or did he go home? Or did he go back?
I don't remember if Brady was there.
Okay. So then you all came in, and then a little bit later, Kaya showed up.
Yeah.
And that is where the whole group of us finally met.
Yeah. Which was awesome.
Fucking awesome. Because most of us are either we do thread stuff, post some stuff on threads, or we are TikTok creators, or we do Instagram stuff. I do all of it. Well, I mean, like, there are people who only do like Instagram or only do threads. But anyway, so it was really cool because like I have met everyone online in an online capacity. Krishane and I were in a watch party for season 2 of Rings of Power, like a rewatch party. Yeah. Was that last year?
That was. I specifically remember that was in December and January because that is when my marriage was ending.
Oh shit, that's when mine was ending too. Wait, was it last year, December and January?
Yeah, just this past December and January.
Okay. Mine was the December, January before. Haha, got there first.
So this is just 6 months ago.
Not that it's a race to get to a divorce, but
I don't know.
But so Krishane and I were in that with our friend Kate and Marjorie and Avery. Yeah, Sam was in there every once in a while. Actually, 2 Sams were in there every once in a while. And that I didn't even know Krishane's name yet. I just knew Krishane by her fucking handle, The Last Malorn. But we did a season 2 Rings of Power rewatch, and that's where Krishane and I got closer. I had no idea what the fuck Krishane looked like for the longest time because we would sit on Discord with our cameras on, and we would just talk beforehand and afterward. And after a while, we all like started turning on. I think I did it first because I love just being on camera because I'm a fucking ham. I just need the attention. I crave attention, guys. Look at me. And that's how I met Krishane through threads, and then doing that with Kate. And then they announced Westmoot. We were like, oh my god. And I knew Zach from doing TikToks. I actually think the first time was when you came into my live the day TikTok was going to get kicked.
That was the first time I had been following you guys for a while, and had never been brave enough to go in there when there was some, spots available for a live, because I was like, I'm not really on their level, I'm just gonna let them do that. I just
don't you ever talk about my friend that way.
But yeah, it was the day TikTok was gonna end, and we lasted. I think I had to get off literally 30 to 45 minutes before it actually like shut down, and everybody had to get off.
Yeah,
but yeah,
couldn't be on anymore.
Yeah,
but then it came back 15 fucking hours later.
Yeah,
but that's how Zach and I met. And then they announced Westmoot. Actually, I think they had announced it beforehand. I think Zach didn't have threads yet, so we were posting on threads about who's going to Westmoot, and then that kind of talk boiled over onto TikTok, and it was a live, and David and I were on, and David was going. We already knew, and Zach was in my panel on my live. And I was like, Zach, you going? He was like, I don't know if I can. And I think it was like, was it a month or like 2 weeks beforehand? You're like, I'm going.
Yeah, it was a little less than a month before, but yeah, I was like, I got my tickets and I had gotten the time off of work approved, and I was like, hey, guess what? I'm going to be there.
Yeah. And so like, there were groups of us that like were going to be probably hanging out a little bit more because like, I was picking up David, Lee, and Bree from the airport, and we'd already had like group chats and we do stuff online all the time. Krishane with the people in the house. And so like we were all like kind of and Zach lives down there. So we were like coordinating with like what to do and how to, and then it just like every fucking creator that like we engage with just end up being there and hanging out. It's fucking amazing. So
it was insane.
I said all that to say like now it really is like just talking. Like I've always said it's like talking to friends because I met you guys, you know, online and stuff, and I just, you know, everyone like if you're cool, you're my friend. But like now, like literally, I've met these people. I fucking hugged these people and like laughed it with them, and like had drinks with them and did karaoke with them. And yeah, it's fucking amazing. Oh, so anyways, we were talking about the fucking Taco Bell thing. Okay, sorry. I fucking tangented it on a tangent.
This is amazing.
It's turning into a fucking tree right now. Anyways, I feel like Treebeard, but like Treebeard on like fucking like speed or some shit. Do tangents like crazy. Anyways. So the first night we did karaoke, and then there was this fucking Disney debate outside. I don't know who the fuck started it. I don't know who the fuck started it, but it ended up being New Beta, like yelling at people.
Bro.
Yeah, not yelling like he's mad, but like
which was better, like Mulan or Aladdin.
Yeah, but then didn't it go to Hercules after that?
And then it went to Hercules, and then
Goofy movie got brought in.
Somehow came in, like
yeah.
Well, they were doing like a hierarchy. They were like, Aladdin is better than Mulan, but Hercules is better than Aladdin.
Right.
And like they were just like they would just add more and more, and it was like we were just pulling in random people from the street.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that.
Like the
dude would walk it. Dude walked into the bar and didn't New Beta like go like, hey, we got a question, and then that guy came back out later and he asked about a different like part of the hierarchy.
Well, then there was another group of people that were standing out there and they heard us talking, and somebody said, you know, a Goofy movie, and then that group was like, you know, hell yes, that movie's like top tier. And so then this whole other group of people joined in this conversation, and then they were split on which was better, with Mulan or Aladdin, or it was just everybody walking by was just getting involved, and it was so funny.
Mind you,
at this point, all of my housemates had gone back to the house, but I was like, no, I'm having fun. This is great. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna stay here. I'm here for this.
And I had walked so. The house that Krishane and the housemates were staying in was not far from the hotel that New Ben and I were staying in. It was different directions though.
Yeah.
But so I was like, you know what, just in case, because I thought you said you were gonna walk back. That's what I heard. I'm almost positive that's what you said. You contend that you said I'll Uber back, but I'm pretty sure you said walk. So I was like, because I remember Jen, I think it was Jen, looking at me going like, and I was like, yeah, I got it. You know, because she wanted you to be safe. You know, I got to like fucking keep an eye, and I was like, gotcha. So while this is all going on, Krishane and I are up against the bar, not in this discussion, like laughing at how ridiculous this fucking debate is. We gave our opinion and then we walked away.
Golf commentary.
What's that?
Doing like our golf commentary.
Yeah. Well, because we had like said our opinion and then we like kind of backed away. And we were just like, we were just laughing about that shit. And then it was time to go, and so we started walking back. So I walked with Krishane just in case we're in a new place and want to make sure a friend is safe. But so I still wanted alcohol, and so did Krishane. And I was like, oh shit, there is a Taco Bell cantina around the corner that we're gonna walk by. You want to get another drink? She was like, what? And I was like, you can get drinks at this fucking Taco Bell right here. It's a cantina. Like, they'll give you booze. And she's like, fuck yeah. So we went and got more alcohol and walked the fuck back to her fucking place. Said goodbye to her outside. And I still had a ton of my drink left. And so I finished my drink on the way back to my hotel.
You can take them out, but you're supposed to keep them in the Westport neighborhood. But I'm like, yeah, who's going to be policing that? Like, who cares? Who's watching you? Make
Kansas City. They don't.
Well, what's funny was like Krishane was specific. So this is why I walked with you, because you were like, no, I'm gonna walk. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing. And I was like, listen, we're in a city. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, let me walk with you just in case. and then we get past. Remember when we walked past that gas station?
Yeah, that one block where the GPS was like, turn here. And I'm like, we're not going to turn here.
Yeah, it was a little dangerous by that one gas station. So we were like, and I was like, yeah, see, just in case, we don't know what the fuck's going on, because I think that gas station was a little sketchy. No, I don't think you and I walked there a couple days later during the day to get some more booze, and I had been there earlier the day before, I think, to get gas, and I already knew that like this is a shady spot. Yeah. There was a super drunk dude inside who was like paying for other people's booze. Remember that? Remember that, Krishane? The dude who was like just paying for other dudes' booze, like not ours because we had a lot, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our tangent, and that's why we're friends now. So back to fan edits. I was saying earlier that the legality around fan edits is really interesting. Because there's like fair use, and like if you change enough, it's not too bad, and like so. Go ahead.
There's the whole thing on like what I've read basically is, fair use. It has to fall under the fact that it is transformative and that it's like educational somehow.
Yeah.
So also murky, also very murky.
And also, if you're not making money off of it, like they can't really do shit.
Yeah.
I was going to say that is the biggest thing, because I have worked jobs before with editing, and like that was the biggest thing was like, if we're not making money off of this, like we can take somebody's thing and like I worked for a YouTuber for a while and did a lot of his editing for his games. And a lot of the times he was like, make sure the music isn't too loud and stuff like that because of that copyright and everything like that. But like as things were changing in YouTube, a lot of it was like, hey, this is fair use now because we are adding a commentary to it. And it's a little bit different with fan edits because you're not really talking over, you're not making like a, director's cut with commentary on it. But having that transformation of what it was to something different, I think would be, especially if you're not making money off of it, like would be.
That's actually the biggest thing is I read that like studios do not take action against fan edits if they find that they are not making money. Because that is what the copyright is about, actually. That's the actual legality of it, is you are not allowed to profit off of someone else's work, which I understand and I get. So, like, I mean, if you guys want to pay Krishane under the table, like, I'm sure you know how, but like, but it won't be for the fan edit. It'll be for something else.
Which is why there's like so much stuff. Like, I mean, even TikTok's maybe a little bit different, but like people
TikTok's
just like
super different.
Like watching, like having like their picture, their video in the corner, and they're just like watching a movie or something like that, and there's no commentary, there's no nothing. That always just felt very weird to me, because that's not a fan edit. That's you literally just watching this thing to get the clip. And like that's where I think it's like it's hard for them to discern like what is allowed and what isn't allowed. But
well, that's why there's a lot of so I've got this weird, I'm gonna call it a kink. It's not, I don't actually get off to this, but I really like watching people's reaction to seeing a film that I love for the first time.
Yes.
It's really weird. I don't know. I get really emotional like when things strike people the way it struck me, because it's like living vicariously through that. Like you get to relive that feeling all over again. And I noticed that when they do that, they will put scenes in, but they won't do the whole film. They'll have the cuts in there, which I don't know what the legality is or how long it can be, because that's not what I do with my YouTube channel. I just put this shit on YouTube. So that was always really interesting to me too, was like, because on TikTok, since you brought that up, Zach, less than 60 seconds, and then you're fine. As far as music is concerned.
Yeah.
If the music, I've only had one video that was like 3 or 4 seconds over 1 minute that did not get the sound taken out.
Yeah.
But I've had things under 60 seconds that was specific bands, and the whole video's gone right away. Ain't shit I can do about it. Michael Jackson and the Beatles specifically.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So if they haven't, if TikTok hasn't licensed certain music out, then you just can't use it. Because that's what I do. Is most of the things I make with music, I'm not using, like, because I put out most of my shit on TikTok anyways. I'm not using the sound that's already on TikTok. I am ripping. Well, fuck it. I'm ripping the sound. Fuck it. It is what it is. This is how I do things. I will rip the sound. I'll fucking just I screen record unless I already own it, because like I do own most of the music that I use. It's just easier to rip it, like screen record it, instead of trying to figure out how to import it into the specific program that I'm using at the time. Anyway, so I screen record, and then I'll have the idea in my head, and I'll put the idea, or at least the beginning of it, together and then put the music in and get it to the exact spot I want, and then start adding the visuals on top of it, because I'm very musically inclined. Like it's all about the beat. Like certain things have to land on like the there's a rhythm. There's a rhythm to music, and I want there to be a rhythm to what I'm doing, which is why when I was talking about the orcs to the tequila song, I put the very beginning in that orc screaming, and actually like the stabs, because that's the next part of that scene anyways. And then I extracted the song and put the song in there, and I figured I lined up like where the first happens, and then I changed the speed because I realized that the spears are not going in order or on the same beat. And then it moved where the first like it moved where the first downbeat. Well, actually that's where the second beat is 1 2 anyways, I'm not gonna do a music lesson. It moved where that first one would have been, so I had to then move the music. And then, God, that took fucking forever. Once that happened, I was like, got it. I know exactly what to do. But so I could have made this video without knowing where the music was going to go, because that song is in TikTok. I just put it in there and been like, because a lot of people will do that. They'll just use the music on TikTok. But music in TikTok is only a specific part for 30 to 60 seconds. And it's just like the part that they have like recorded into their platform. I don't know. And I hate that. I have a specific idea in my head, probably like the way you wanted to do your fan edit with what you had. You got the idea in your head. I'm going to do it that way.
Yeah, that's how I do mine too. I always have the music in my final. So this is what I was saying. Like I do way too much. Like I will find the song that I want, and most of my videos I try to keep the same length for both like Instagram and TikTok. And so I think 3 minutes now, up to 3 minutes on Instagram. But usually I try to keep it less than that. And but I will put the song and music in my actual like file that I upload to TikTok. I won't edit on TikTok because I hate editing on TikTok. But yeah, I will do the same. I will put my entire song in there. And what I've done is like when I talk louder, I'll make the music a little bit lower, so it's almost like there's no music there, so it's kind of spread out, so it's not the whole full song, even though it's the whole full song. And so like, not that you should go watch all my videos, but like if you were to go watch some of my videos, you would hear like the bag end. I use that one a lot, but I use like the whole song or as much as I can for the full 3 minutes, and I'll use all 3 minutes, but it's so low, but it's still there enough to give it a music aspect to the video, but without it
fucking AI can't pick it up.
Exactly. So not
because it's so low that your voice is going over it and interrupting the wavelengths of the music enough, so the AI can't. Damn, that's smart as fuck, actually.
Yeah. So that's how I've been doing it. So like the very beginning, I want that iconic, the penny whistle or whatever it is, in the beginning. And then, like, as I'm going through whatever I'm talking about, it gets a little bit lower because people are supposed to be paying attention to me and not the music. But then towards the end, I'll turn it up just a little bit so that at the very end you get the last little bit for that.
Did you hear me do it? I got my piano. Did you hear me do it?
No.
All right, hold on. Turn my piano up.
Yes, that I like having that at the beginning. So I'm very much a hobbit. So that's the one I like to use a lot. So
I realize more and more as I get older, I'm a hobbit too. I think a lot of us are just hobbits. Like I love the elves of the first age, specifically my Finderato. Take a drink. Computer, I'm not giving a thumbs up. But the older I get, the more I realize like I'm just a hobbit. Like first of all, I'm not tall.
I like to nap. I like to eat.
I like to be barefoot.
If I had a garden.
I actually really like giving gifts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I think is one of the funnest things about hobbits is they're just like, it's their birthday, but they're the ones giving the gift. I love that actually.
I love it too. So much.
But what the fuck were we talking about?
I know that for some reason Finrad's name came up and we drank. And I don't remember. What were we
Okay. So I'll just think of a question.
There you go.
Unless Zach, you have a question for Krishane or me. I mean, basically, we're just talking about edits now, and like, oh, you know what? We're talking about the legality of fan edits. That's what.
Yes, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Murky gray areas. Yeah.
Okay. So as far as like the legality of fan edits, it's really cool that like you can do it as long as you're not profiting off of it. But kind of similar to Zach, like I would love to be able to create something from scratch. Like it doesn't have to be like Lord of the Rings shit. It'd be cool if it was. But you know, that involves rights. So, and I don't have a lot of money. Like I don't
much.
I don't profit off of this whatsoever. I just do this because it's fun. Although I did just start making merch, by the way. This is my in.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, this is my in episode advertisement. The link is in my TikTok. It's on my Instagram. I gotta put it on my Blue Sky too. It's not even on my Facebook. It's on my link tree. So if you find my link tree, which is on the Tiki Takis and on Threads, you'll find it. And it's gonna have the logo that Alita created, which I fucking love the logo that Alita created. And I love that it looks like a fucking artist like actually did something. It doesn't look AI-ish. It looks like she like Alita's art is so fucking good. So I've got hats and t-shirts and sweatshirts and mugs of my logo.
Heck yeah.
I've got footnote 33, which is from recording 1, but is episode, I believe, 3.
Oh, wait, did you just say footnote 33?
Oh, shit, I did. Thank you. That is a drink. Yeah, I did because I made, so there's everything I'm going to say. There's a hat, there's a t-shirt, there's a sweatshirt, and there's a mug. And there's also, when Bree was on, Bree is the funniest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. Everything that comes out of their mouth is it's one of two things. It's either smart as fuck because they are so goddamn intelligent, or it's a fucking amazing one-liner that like sounds like they have a writer on staff. But it's just coming out of their head.
That's
like
awesome.
Their wit is so goddamn quick. So it's
fast.
Yeah, so it's 3 and yeah, both of you got to meet Bree, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So but it's 300 slutty years. And speaking of legality around like fan edits, I realized that I can use things from films for merchandise if I'm not using the actual picture. I used a silhouette of Anatar, Sauron, and Celebrimbor from Rings of Power, because you can't copyright a fucking shadow unless you're Peter Pan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is amazing.
So, I mean, I didn't look this up. God, I hope I don't get fucking sued for that shit. But yeah, it's from the poster for season 2, where they are like facing each other and both looking downward.
Oh yeah.
And I made it a silhouette. It was on accident. Like I tried to put the actual picture in there, and it was like just a black box. And I went to opacity and I turned the opacity down, and it was their silhouette. And I was like, ooh, that actually looks really fucking cool. That's just a silhouette. And like over it in like a rainbow shape, it says 300 slutty years. And actually, I love that it's kind of rainbowy because, you know, it's kind of a queer relationship. Not even kind of, it's a fucking queer relationship. I need to hire a fucking artist. I might actually ask Alita about this. I want Durin and Beleg kissing.
Yes.
And then because there's when I go back, so I take notes when I go to edit every single one of my podcasts. This is a huge fucking tangent, guys. Here's the fucking behind the scenes of how I run my podcast when I want to edit shit. So I've got I gotta see. So of adaptations, that's Jen and George. For Frodo, that's Jane and Scott.
Oh, Frodo. Yep.
Oh shit! God damn it! Thank you.
Also, if you say Durin, does that count as one of his names?
Fuck, yes it does. God damn it. Thank you. Because I forget that my game exists. So thank you for keeping me on okay, so it would either say and I honestly like so it's episode 15. It was either going to be of queer fantasies or the 300 slutty years. I can't remember what I named it, but it's episode 15. and I wrote down. So what I do, if you can, you can't really see that, but I take notes when I'm rewatching this to edit it, so I can write my episode notes. I can't remember what they're called. I don't know. I learned it from one of the podcasts I listened to. I can't remember if it was Teaching Magic or Queer Lodgings. I don't know what it's called. So clearly I didn't actually learn. But I have to do He Was So Crazy for that. And I want to do a silhouette of Tolkien with his pipe.
Oh,
like, you know, the one where he's like sitting up against the tree. I want that silhouette. And I want it to be like He Was So Crazy for that. And then get your drink ready because it's Durin and Beleg were lovers. And so I don't know if I want to use that or if I want to have Alita make those two. I'm not going to say it again. Those two like kissing full on the mouth and have Glaurung like in the back, like angrily like running up or something. Because one of the things, I don't know if you've heard this episode, but one of the things that Bree said was Glaurung is the ultimate homophobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I fucking loved that so much. I need to make a shirt of it. I need to.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
That's fantastic.
That's what I did today before I attempted to watch the fan edit, which I will get to, Krishane. I will get to. And by the way, you're doing it on Wednesdays, and I have my kids on Wednesdays.
I know. And I think the next ones, I think there's like one Thursday and 2 Wednesdays in the next grouping of 3.
What time? Because they're normally like around 6:30 my time, I think, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
What time is it for you? Because you're 2 hours behind me.
5:30. Yeah.
So 7:30 for me.
We start chit chatting, and then 6 o'clock my time is when I typically.
It's 8 o'clock my time. Oh, okay. Because I hopped in last night for a second, and I was like, well, I haven't caught up with the actual fucking fan edits, so I'm gonna be lost. Well, I'm not gonna be lost because I've read the fucking books and I've seen the films, but
it is a different experience.
Right. So I need to catch up. So when you do it next, I will remember. I'll try to remember that. You have my number. Just text me.
Yeah, I'll text you, and it's like that first one is on a Thursday. I just looked at it. It's July 17th.
Okay.
So
it's July what?
July 17th.
July 17th.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and that'll be 6:30 my time. Wait,
no. 7:30.
7:30 my time is chit chat,
and then 8 o'clock is movie.
Beautiful.
Time.
Oh shit! I forgot about the thumbs up. God damn it! I'm gonna have to make that part of the drinking game. Fuck.
That should be part of the drinking game.
So
but that's like only if you're watching on YouTube. Oh, that's also what I'm gonna do. Is I want to make the rules and put it on a shirt.
Yeah.
So that way,
that would be good.
When the rules expand, people will be like, "Well, fuck." Well, now I've got volume 1.
Go buy another shirt.
I got no, not that. I'm not trying to be like, let's make new shirts. It'll be like, no, I got the OG shirt. This is before it expanded.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So like when I actually do get famous, which won't happen, but it'll be amazing. That's how it works in my head. So when I do get famous and like this podcast is like humongous, people will be like, I got Gen 1 of those shirts, motherfucker. This is what it started really out as. Yeah. I'll be like, yeah, oh, Gen 1? Fucking what? Baby drinking game? Like now you get wasted no matter what. And I was thinking about my drinking game too. Like, how do the people who, obviously those who don't partake whatsoever, are just here having fun and watching people devolve into madness. But the people who don't imbibe, but they partake. By the way, imbibe to me is drinking. Partake is like the marijuanas, the teach.
Ah.
Yeah. So the people who don't imbibe, but they partake, like, are they part of the intoxication game? Is that what I should name it? I don't know. I got to talk to some stoners. I got to get stoners on here. I haven't had stoners on here.
You need to come up with a fun way to, because the intoxication game, it needs to have a good ring to it. I feel like it needs to have like
the name of the drinking game.
Yeah, it needs to be like don't use this, but like the vibe, right? Like that. It needs to be something like that would encompass both drinking and the devil's lettuce or whatever you guys want to call it.
Old Toby. Which
I have a funny story about.
I hate that Peter Jackson made it very like weed. Anyways, go ahead, Zach.
It was tobacco.
Yep. I was just on fucking Reddit earlier today. I haven't been on Reddit very much in the last 2 years, but I was just on Reddit earlier, and they were talking about like, I like that they changed it to seem like marijuana because like marijuana is used a lot now. Like, I don't give a fuck. Tolkien was a tobacco smoker. I wanted to
Yeah,
be tobacco,
it was tobacco.
motherfucker.
I
Anyways.
always read it and took it as that until like way later when I finally understood what it was like supposed to be. But I never got that until it.
Well,
like,
you also started with the films though, so that's a little different.
yeah,
You started with the
that's
Peter
true.
Jackson films, and so if that's your introduction into it, I completely understand that.
Yeah,
And I don't fault people who watch the films only and haven't read the books who see it that way because that's all they know, and that's fine.
yeah.
But people who read the books and go like, "No, it's better as being pot." Like, no, it's not.
No.
No, it's not. It's
I don't
really
think
not.
it's better at all. No.
No, see, the Reddit thread I was on earlier was like, I think it's funnier if it's pot. Like, is it? Is it really? Is it really?
Yeah.
So you want Gandalf to fly inebriated? That's not good. You think what is he passing the fucking Thorondor? That ain't Thorondor. That's Gwahir. Anyways,
The
I'm going
quest
on a
would have been achieved if it was marijuana. I'm just saying.
right. Exactly. Actually, I just
They
had.
probably could have just walked in.
They would have gotten confused,
Right.
They would have gotten distracted.
They would have just walked in and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I got it. Oh my god, is that guy
Is
an
that
eye?
is that why the
Is
eye
that
was
guy
so
the fucking
inflamed?
eye? Hold on a
Is that
second.
why his eyes were so red?
I gotta go to that. Listen. I'm baked, and I'm gonna go to that volcano and bake something else. I need you to let me through. I'm just
That'll
doing
be
it
the
like I'm
next fan
drunk
edit.
because I've been fucking high like 5 times in my life, and one time it was a freak out and I almost died. Like literally woke up
Yeah, don't
under
do
the
that.
water in a bathtub.
I used to be a big stoner, but I'm not anymore, which is funny because I live in one of the first states that legalized recreational use, and I'm just like, occasionally, sure.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I gotta have some stoners on here, and I gotta figure out, like, I guess they don't have to be like stoners. It could be people who just like enjoy, the either edibles or fucking smoking, and sometimes not like fucking like. It's not like I have alcoholics on here besides the person who runs this show.
You're not an alcoholic.
What?
I know I can stop at any time. But I really do need to have people who only partake come on here and figure out how that would work, because I don't think stoners do shit like that. I don't think they do
I mean, you can't, it's so rare with the level of legality in most places now that people actually just smoke old fashioned, like just smoking a joint or like taking a hit off a bowl. Most people now, as adults, buy edibles, or they have like a little vape pen or something.
Isn't there tea?
There
Can't
are.
they make it into tea?
They make like sodas and stuff and drinks. Yeah, my friends who live in
That's what it
Missouri
should
where
be.
it's legal.
That's what it should be.
Yeah,
That's what it should be.
They do have some.
That's what it should be. But I'd have to like ask everyone who like partakes to be like, are you down to get like the sodas or make a tea
I mean,
and like
I would
be
do
part of
that
the drinking
for an
game?
episode. I would do that for an episode.
That actually would be hilarious.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. I can't legally do it because of where I work, because my job is regulated by the Department of Transportation. So until it's changed on a federal level, I can't. That's why I like to imbibe. Because for some reason this is legal and that shit ain't.
It makes no sense.
And it's proven that this shit destroys your liver. Anyways, thank you both for being on here. I really appreciate you both. Before we go, though, I have to ask, Zach, where can we find you if people want to engage more with you and talk more about like editing and films of any kind?
Yeah, I'm on pretty much everything: Instagram, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube, all under Zak Vlogs. ZAKVLOGZ. I think that's everything, right? Maybe. Let me just look at my apps real fast.
Feel free, man.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have. Yeah, but it's all just under Zak Vlogs, and always more than happy to have a good discussion, or you can ask a question, and I'm always happy to do some research and make a video and anything like that. It's always a good time.
I have a question, Zach. Do you have any like projects you're working on right now?
Oh yeah. So completely unrelated to Lord of the Rings of any kind. Literally 1 week from today, I'm going to a Weird Al concert.
Wait, where?
in Kansas City.
Okay, because I'm going
Starlight
to a
Theater.
Weird Al concert a week from Sunday.
He's probably it's his bigger, weirder tour, right?
Yeah. He's going to Chicago.
Yeah. Well, I got
Okay.
the VIP package, so I get to meet him
I don't know what I
after
have.
the show.
My friend told me I don't have to pay him shit. He just wanted to take me, so
a free concert. That's great.
100%.
When I first started making videos for YouTube and for myself, I did a lot of music videos, and Weird Al was what I was listening to as a kid. And so right now the project that I'm working on is I want to go and find all my old music videos and kind of make a little Zach vlogs, which is the reason I call myself Zach Vlogs, is I've been making vlogs, and I want to make a little Zach vlogs about me starting out as a kid making these stupid music videos and now going to an actual concert and getting to meet him after the show. And
fuck yeah.
So that's the project that I'm currently working on as I smack my microphone.
That's very Richard Linklater of you. Boyhood. Very Boyhood.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I also used in my Lord of the Rings, in my trip to New Zealand 3-part video called Zach Vlogs There and Back Again, or There and Back Again is Zach Vlogs Tale. I did the same thing. I found a whole bunch of old footage, my old Lord of the Rings movie, and I put it in the beginning, and I made my own prologue, just like in the Lord of the Rings movies. Yep. And putting that all together and watching it it's weird to see myself so many years ago and where I'm at now. It's weird. Going back and watching this stuff is weird.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I don't regret it. It's a little cringe, but you know.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, Zach. I really appreciate you being here. Krishane, Krishane's is different than her name at all. So where can people find you, talk to you about any Lord of the Rings Tolkien content or editing or fan edits or whatever?
I am mostly on Threads as the last Malorn. I am also on Instagram.
You spell that real quick for everyone?
Yes. The TheLastMalorn. I feel like I'm in a spelling bee.
I saw you looking up and to the, I think that'd be your left. I don't know. I think I'm different. Like I'm oriented different than you. But I saw you looking up and thinking, that's all good. You got it. I appreciate it.
I just want to make sure I was getting it right because I've been imbibing a little bit. So being real extra careful there.
Right.
Yeah, so I am the last Malorn. I am on Threads. I'm on Instagram. I've got a Facebook page. I don't really use it anymore. I hate Facebook. And I will venture into TikTok occasionally, but I don't make videos. So Threads is where it's at for me. I have a real good time on Threads. I'm a little bit of a goblin on there. Get a little bit of my fan editing information, a little bit of food posting, and like Hobbit day planning and stuff. I'm all over the place.
If people want to check out any of your like if they want to like watch a fan edit with you, where would they find that?
So
should they just hit you up randomly?
You just hit me up. And I always post, if you follow me on Threads, I will post a couple of reminders about those watch parties in like about 3 days before and then on the day of, and it'll have the link to the Discord group there, the Discord server. So then you can join that Discord server. It's not mine. It is our friend Kate's. But yeah, we are on Discord for those watch parties, and I post those reminders with the links pretty often leading up to them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for being here. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Tolkien on Tap. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on any of my social medias. I'm on Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at @the_Neej. Namarie.